Hello, people of the internet, welcome back to yet another FNaF news video. In today's video, we got Freddy Fazbear making an appearance in a Fanta commercial. Youtooz has started to tease their upcoming sister location figures. And thanks to a new Blumhouse panel, we may have just gotten the date for the next FNaF 2 trailer. So that and so much more we're going to be talking about today. And first up for news, we have the announcement that Secret of the Mimic is finally releasing for physical on October 31st of this year, Halloween. And the physical release will include a 12 by 18 inch fold-out poster. And if you pre-order right now, you'll also get a download code for the digital soundtrack. Unfortunately, there's still been no announcement on other ports like Xbox, Switch, or even the VR version. So hopefully we can get that pretty soon. But also, something that's coming up pretty soon is the second edition of the Ultimate Guide. And recently we got some brand new preview pages for the book that comes out on the 2nd of December. And in these previews, you can see some of the revamped pages that they have in this version of the book. For example, the character AI and also their pathing around the pizzeria. Though I still do see a withered Foxy icon being used for Foxy, so Freddy files never change. And then we did also get a preview page for the interactive novels inside this book, because Ultimate Guide 2.0 is going to include Security Breach, Ruin, Into the Pit, Secret of the Mimic, Help Wanted 2, Tales from the Pizzaplex, the interactive novels. There is going to be a lot. And moving on now to merchandise, Sanshee is back with 2 brand new FNaF plushies of Springtrap and Plushtrap. And in my personal opinion, I know there's a few Plushtrap plushie defenders out there, I'm not a big fan of either of these plushies, especially considering we probably got Sanshee's best plushie ever in the form of Spring Bonnie not too long ago. To go from that to these 2 plushies, it really is a fall from grace. But maybe I'm wrong and you find these guys oddly cute. I'd love to know what are your thoughts on the brand new Springtrap and Plushtrap Sanshee plushies. And we also saw a plushie release from Hex, who finally put out the Ennard wave, featuring a plushie of Ennard with exotic butters, who includes a removable mask. We got t-shirts and hoodies featuring Ennard in the sister location crew, some matte and hollow stickers, then also a set of pins. And for upcoming Hex products, recently they showed off some artwork of Mangle that appears to have some glowing details. This incredible artwork was done by Robin, and as someone whose favorite character is Mangle, I am very excited to see what they're cooking up next for the character. Moving on now to some quick Funko news, they put out a brand new pop figure, this time of Freddy Fazbear from Funko Fusion. He's holding his pizza oven gun, and there's also a chase variant of zombified Freddy. And finally, for merchandise, let's move on now to Youtooz. First up, they have put out a brand new Dead by Daylight figure wave, and you may be wondering, what does that have to do with FNaF? Well, actually included in this new Dead by Daylight wave is a figure of the animatronic, aka Springtrap, and this might be the best Springtrap figure we've gotten from Youtooz. And if you want this guy, I would act quick because he's only available until the 19th of September. And then we also saw the release of some brand new plushies, including the FNaF 2 plushies of Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, Shadow Freddy, Shadow Bonnie, and also a 1000 limited edition Shadow Freddy keychain that's also going to be showing up in Hot Topic. And then also we saw the release of Cassie plushie. This was one of the plushies that we revealed on the charity stream, as well as a Living Tombstone X FNaF plushie, which hopefully should be coming soon. I thought it would release alongside their new song, but that was not the case. I'd love to know, are you going to be picking up any of the newly released Youtooz plushies? And also, what did you think of that brand new Living Tombstone song? I'd give it 2 thumbs up. But that is not all for Youtooz, because speaking of FNaF 2 characters, recently they revealed a brand new Miku and Fortnite figure. But how can you focus on Miku when you got Toy Chica next to her and she looks beautiful? Of course, this is going to be part of the FNaF 2 toy figure line, which is going to include, of course, Toy Chica. We've also seen Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, a new Balloon Boy figure, as well as Shadow Bonnie, and these figures are going to be releasing around the end of the year, likely around the FNaF 2 movie. And it looks like Youtooz is already prepping for sister location, because recently they revealed some concept art for different poses for the figures. First up, we got Circus Baby and Ennard, and I will say, all of the concept art looks absolutely spectacular. I'm a big fan of pose 3 for both Baby and Ennard, but I'd love to know in the comments, which pose do you like most? And now next up for news, if you've gone into a retail store recently, you may have noticed that Freddy Fazbear has taken over Fanta bottles. I did do a YouTube short on the FNaF and Fanta collab, but just in case you missed it, that is right, Freddy Fazbear is on Fanta products. And that includes the bottles, but then also the cans here. And then also, just to cover my basis, I also got the Zero Sugar Fanta, also with Freddy. And this collab isn't really FNaF X Fanta, it's part of a much larger collaboration with Fanta and Universal, where they've added a few Universal horror icons to Fanta products like Freddy, Chucky, the Grabber from Black Phone, Michael Myers from Halloween, Megan. And actually, to promote this collab, Fanta released this 30-second long TV spot featuring all of those characters, including Freddy Fazbear. This collaboration is so surreal for so many reasons. Number one, going into Walmart and picking up a Fanta bottle that just straight up has Freddy on it. Also seeing Freddy featured alongside these iconic horror characters like Chucky and Michael. It's one thing to see him alongside all of these soda cans, but then also see him featured inside of a commercial with all those characters. So crazy, man. Feels like Freddy gets the most screen time in that ad anyway. My boy is going places. I will say, I've probably picked up more Fanta in the past like week or two than I have in my entire life. The ad is absolutely working on me. So here's to Freddy. Cheers. It's so delicious. And then next up, for all the Markiplier fans in the audience, Mark has revealed that a sequel to the Wharfstash automated interview automaton is in the works, with Emil Mako, the creator of Five Nights at Candy's, returning to help out with the project. And the first version of this project came out in 2021, and was a FNaF-inspired choose-your-own-adventure in the format of the FNaF 6 salvage minigame, with this time an animatronic of Wilfred Wharfstash. And so for the sequel, it looks like we are once again testing another Wharfstash animatronic for Mark. He said that this sequel was coming out pretty soon, but also this was back in May 4 months ago. So here's to hoping it really is coming out soon, because I think it looks awesome. But now finally, for news, let's talk about FNaF 2, because we are now less than 3 months away from the release of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in theaters, exclusively in theaters on the 5th of December 2025, baby. And it was back in July that we got the first full-length trailer for FNaF 2, alongside a brand new poster for the movie featuring the Faz Talker. However, it seems like we might already know the date of the second full-length trailer for the film, thanks to New York Comic Con coming up, because on October 10th, Blumhouse will actually have a panel at New York Comic Con, where, quote, the company will showcase its terrifying upcoming projects for this year, plus an electrifying sneak peek at what's coming for 2026. Once that panel drops, there's only a handful of remaining Blumhouse films for 2025, and of course, I'd say the biggest film that they have coming up is going to be FNaF 2, so I'd say they're gonna spend a lot of time on it. And it was actually at New York Comic Con last year that we got the first poster for FNaF 2 featuring Toy Freddy behind the curtain. So FNaF 2 already has a history at New York Comic Con, already has a history of having reveals at the convention. And then also the middle of October, I'd say, is just about where I think the second trailer would have been released. Even ignoring New York Comic Con, it's a good middle ground between the first full-length trailer and the movie's release. Having a trailer release in October around the Halloween season is perfect for a horror movie, and then also having it be released before Black Phone 2, so then the trailer can play during previews when people see that movie. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait until October 10th to find out. I would not be surprised if during that convention we get not only a brand new trailer, but also a theatrical poster to go alongside the trailer. But I'd love to know, what are your thoughts? Do you think I'm right on the money? Do you think maybe I'm being a little bit overambitious? I'd love to know in the comments down below your thoughts on everything we talked about today. That's gonna do it for this FNaF news video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the flip side. Goodbye.